Hey guys, this is Rocking 3 bringing another live commentary, Forza 5. And yes, I did say Forza 5, so I'm back to the racing. Um, this is going to be a parts and tune revisit. And actually, I don't know if it's actually a revisit or not. I was actually never able to make a very good Alfa Romeo Stradale. But I was able to put one together now. On the screen there, the Ghost is, I think it's 247th place. So it's a pretty decent rival. It was the closest to 250 I could get. It was Alfa Stradale as well. This car is kind of interesting because you don't get a lot of good parts on it. It's a great acceleration car. It handles okay. I mean, you can drive it. It's just not the best. But it does handle a little bit. It kind of works with these tracks. You need a little bit more acceleration. It's a little bit bigger. And I probably should have shifted down a second there. It's one thing you got to make sure you keep this car up in the RPM range. Not doing very good this lap. So even if we beat him, we're gonna go for a better lap. Let's see if we can get this in the top 100 maybe. I feel like I'm not putting it on the edge enough. And we're starting to put a little bit of space. Not very good. Alright, we beat it, but let's see if we can put this even better than before. Let's see if we can beat this by maybe another second or so. This corner right here, I think you can cut it a little bit tighter. I just have not been able to put up the nerve to go under that inside of the, right off of that bump line there. I think there's some tire tracks and stuff up there, so I think you can cut it even more. And I'm pretty sure it would help you take some momentum through that part of the track and cut down the track a little bit too. Not driving this car especially well. Using the engine to help slow it down a little bit. Using that downshift, the high RPMs. There we go. See how we're doing. We got to be at least half second maybe. I'll be happy if we can get like maybe like a half second faster on this lap. Yeah, there's half. Let's be a little bit more aggressive through this corner here. There we go, cut it a little bit more. Probably got on the gas a little bit late there. Down a second here. Let's get this thing pushed out as fast as we can. Use as much of the track as possible. We did a little bit better there. Alright, so I have put this into the 211s, low 211s before. I think 211.4 is what I put it in. Actually didn't drive very well that time either. But this car has a lot in it. I think you can get into the top 75 even on this particular track. I know it's going to work on a lot of those acceleration, longer tracks, some of the Sebring tracks. Give it a try on that. It's still pretty drivable. Let's go through to the parts bin here next, and I will show you the parts and then the tune. With everything that I've learned with tuning, over the last few months, I've been able to put it together and tune some of these cars. You see I was 121st. Starting to put these together a little bit better. Starting to give up some of the handling, so starting to give up some of the ease of drive to allow for more speed. So if you've been kind of following along, you can tell that my tunes, not that they're not getting better, they're getting faster, and they're a little bit harder to drive. We have the stock engine, the stock drivetrain, and the stock aspiration conversion. This could be a pretty big theme here. We have a lot of stock parts. I do know the stock parts in this one, so we have stock fuel, stock ignition, stock exhaust, stock camshaft, sorry. We have the race valves, and I think that's it. We have the stock engine block, and we have the stock pistons and compression, and the stock flywheel. We have the race brakes, the race front anti-roll bars. There's no rear anti-roll bars in this one. Had the full race chassis, and we had the full weight reduction. That's what helps that acceleration so much in this one. We have the stock clutch. We have the stock transmission. We have the sport driveline, and we have the race differential. Tires, I was able to put the street tire compound on there. Obviously a big difference, a big PI cost, but that's what you get for doing kind of a car that's in the middle of the road versus a full speed car. We have the full upgraded front tire width at 265s, and we have the full upgraded rear tire width at 325s. Those things are massive. We have the stock rim. These are locked out, so you can see I have the stock rim style. And on the bumpers, we have the front race Forza bumper, and we have the rear Forza spoiler. So that is all the parts. Let's go through the tune now. 26.5 on the tire pressure. Gearing is a stock transmission, so there's no change there. Alignment, we have a -3/0, -3/0 with the toe at 0/0, and the front caster at 6. Pretty easy to remember there. The car has been built to oversteer a little bit. We have 9.44 in the front for the anti-roll bar and 12.14 in the rear. The springs are soft, but they're also set to oversteer a little bit. We got 211.3 in the front, 245.7 in the rear. Went ahead and bumped the ride height all the way up. I just didn't want to have any issues with the bottoming out because it comes pretty low. Yeah, 2 inches is pretty low. The race boy damping settings here at 11.7, 11.7, 1.9, and 1.9. The aero I did bump up a little bit. This is something that you can play with. If you take this to a track where you need a little bit more braking and a little bit more handling, you can bump up the cornering numbers. If you got this more of a speed car, you can take the downforce off. I don't know if you'll top out or not. I think it is a 6-speed, so you may not be able to top it out. Brake pressure is 47% on the balance, and pressure is 200%. That's my preference. Make sure you change it to the way you like it. And on the differential, I have the acceleration at 40% and the deceleration at 32%. Deceleration is to help slow the car down with the engine a little bit, and it's just my comfortable numbers. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope you enjoy this car. Good luck with it, and we'll catch you next video. Later.